Levels.
Levels.
So, were there any Ragbri stories from last week that we forgot to cover?
Well, I don't think we discussed that inch and a half of rain that came down in Iowa Falls on Wednesday night. I mean, anyone sleeping in a tent in Iowa Falls, and that was a lot of people, got absolutely soaked.
But not us. The people sleeping in the tents were not. I watched people wringing out their clothes, wringing out their tents, foam pads, basically anything that could soak up water, soaked up water on Wednesday night.
Have I told you how thankful I am that we stayed indoors with your folks?
It's the only way to do Ragbri.
Absolutely. So same deal next year.
Can we wait for the route announcement? I mean, there's no reason to commit too early here.
Okay, all right. That's fair.
Okay.
Also, did I talk about all the people that were drafting behind you on Wednesday when we were going into the headwind? I mean, you sit up so high on that bike that people were just like lined up, flocking behind you, including me at times.
Was I breaking the wind for them?
No, we've been instructed that you were not doing that.
It kind of seems like I was.
You were not.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'll have to sit corrected.
And when you do, I mean, you sit way up in the air.
Hi, toddlers. Welcome to Talking to Todd, a weekly podcast with Dwayne Johnson and Todd Prenz, where failure and windbreaking is always an option. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How are you?
Not too bad. Yeah, you know how people like name their cars and stuff. Maybe you should get some like little letters and just put Windbreaker on the. That's the name of your bike.
The name of my bike is the Windbreaker.
Yes,
Sure. Yeah.
which is allowed because that's not the other
That's
way.
not.
So like, yeah.
That's. I think I may need a new logo.
But seriously, I saw multiple people just kind of tucking in behind you, like, wow, he's sitting way up high. I can just tuck in behind him. He'll never know I'm here. At one point, I think you had a train of about 10 people all lined up right behind you.
I did not realize that. Because why not? That's why I had the battery. I'm just doing my part for society.
There you go.
Did I thank Michelle Derwin for loaning me the battery, the extra battery? Did I do that on that?
I don't know, but I think you just did.
Okay, awesome. Because I literally could not have done the ride without her.
Either that, or you would have had 2 to 6 hours of charging time at the team bus. Can I plug this in somewhere? Do you have any more beers? All right, what do we have for feedback, follow-up, and updates?
From Toddler 401k,
Yep.
we got multiple things. Number one, wait, did you just call out your wife for not using the toothpaste tube correctly? Yes, I did.
Yeah, that wasn't subtle, but
No,
okay.
No, Amy caught it too. The pickle juice story got Danny thinking. So imagine if the Last Supper was with pickle juice instead of wine. And where would we all be today? In church. I mean, you think when kids take their first communion and they taste the wine and their faces all get screwed up now.
Yeah.
Imagine what it would be like if that was pickle juice.
You know, I my assumption would be that just reinforces hey, sacrifices need to be made for this religion.
Do maybe instead of wafers, we'd have pickle chips.
Getting very close to having like just opening a bar now at this point.
It kind of
Yeah.
would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny also thought that we missed a potential show title. You probably couldn't hear me through the sunscreen.
It's pretty good. It's kind of long,
It is. Yeah.
but that probably that's pretty good. Yeah.
Amy enjoyed that line too.
Yep.
Oh, could you not hear me through the sunscreen? Let's see. From Toddler Matt Damon. This was so. Todd, what was your favorite pie on Ragbri?
On Ragbri, it was a strawberry rhubarb pie.
Did you know? Would you be surprised to know that New Glarus Brewing in New Glarus, Wisconsin, is now offering a strawberry rhubarb flavored beer?
You know, the strawberry rhubarb pie works well with the pie crust and the sugar.
It's a sour.
I was gonna say if I imagined strawberry rhubarb filling in like an oat pocket, I don't know that I would enjoy it as much.
Anyway, Jake thought we ought to know that.
Yep.
It's something that we
Somebody
ought to
should.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. He also sent. Well, he sent us something else. I'll cover that a little later. Let's see.
Okay.
What else did we get?
I did get feedback this morning out walking the dogs. Ran into Yvonne, Don, and Wrigley. And Yvonne, toddler 1059, let me know that her and Wrigley were listening to Walking to Todd this morning. And they were almost done with the Ragbri episode, but they had 4 minutes left. But what she said is that tells her that she was walking too fast, because normally the walk should take one complete episode, which then made me panic thinking, we don't have a set time for this. And then I started feeling sorry for her, like on the ones that like are an hour and 15 minutes. She's like, I don't know, this seems like we're going a lot further than normal. Just one standard Talking to Todd episode. That's a measure of time.
Is that kind of like one Scaramucci?
A little longer. Yeah.
Okay. The other thing that I would say is, how many times has my wife said to me, "Wow, that was a long walk for that joke"?
Now we know who the long walk is for.
Apparently it was. Yes, there we go. Yep. Yep.
Also, not for nothing, just as my follow up then from that.
Yeah.
Wrigley's a good boy. Wrigley's a good boy. I mean, also he got his haircut on Monday and he's looking sharp. So anyway, I'm just gonna throw that out.
Fresh cut doodle. Nothing beats a fresh cut doodle.
Yeah, very happy to see Brixton and Preston. So yeah.
Let's see. So one other thing from Amy, and I'm not sure whether or not this is a correction or not, but we were talking about the Birkin bags.
Yep.
I believe her comment was, "I've failed. I'm such a failure. How have I not? I thought I had trained you better." By the way, she guessed 18 million. I knew there was an 8 in there somewhere. She did play along.
Okay.
She had read the article.
Yes.
She couldn't remember that it was 8 million and not 18 million. I knew there was an 8 in there. Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, that was feedback. I have an actually from Lisa.
Okay. What's the...
Actually,
Ironically, it has nothing to do with you. This is for me.
Oh, please go on.
Because while I was pretending to be like, well, now here's the thing. I threw out some prices and I said, this is the part where Lisa is going to correct me. The good part is I got that portion right. Not the number, the part where she will correct me. I said, and then I said, I'm going to make these a round number so that I have some plausible deniability. I do
Yeah.
not have plausible deniability.
I
So
think you said I can buy it for 30 and walk across the street and sell it for 40 and they'll sell it for 50. I believe
something
those were
like
the
that.
numbers that you said.
Yeah. Well, I said 10 to 20. I said 10 to
Okay.
20, you could get it. So
Yeah.
here's what I've been informed.
Yes.
A brand new Birkin bag, size 25. I don't know 25 what. I don't know what that is. It's a size 25. It means something to somebody.
I hope so.
The smallest Birkin bag they offer, brand new, goes for 25 to 30K. And I said 10 to 20.
Oof. Okay. Off by
I'm
a full
off.
Dwayne.
I would have deniability if you go with the other style of bag, the Kelly, which also in size 25. A brand new one of those is 12,000K. So
was that designed for R. Kelly?
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure not. I think that would then be, if it was designed for R. Kelly, I think that would be, that would go for like 15 to life. She did let me know, however,
well played,
that a Himalayan, so I do believe that the previous record was for a Himalayan Kelly. Anyway, she said, here's the thing. If you go and you buy a Himalayan Birkin to buy in the store, minimum price, $100,000.
Oof.
And it can go up to $250,000 if they add the diamonds. So anyway, I was also very way under on the price of the bags. So
I do. I've got a little piece of follow up to that.
One thing with that. Let me just one other piece. We should let everybody know there was discussion at the lower prices that maybe we could use these as swag at ToddCon 3. I believe this is now off the table, and we're going to have other swag.
So, as I was, because I was then intrigued by this story,
Okay.
so I did some online research because as I believe I said, if you set 5 of these on a table in front of me, I couldn't tell you which one was the Birkin bag. I stand by that. I sit by that statement.
Okay.
But I did find this place online called Jersey Hulk.
Okay. Yeah.
Where you can buy what they list as a Hermes Birkin bag 30, bigger than the 25, apparently, whatever. Gray Togo leather women's handbag retails at $68.54 in your dreams with a strike through it, in stock for $349.
Wow. That's
a bargain, right?
Oh. So here's what I find interesting. At the top of this page, they have their slogan: real people, real love. What it doesn't say is real bags.
It does not. No. Because if you scroll down to the disclaimers,
yes, which is
the top
way
one,
down there, way
down at the bottom in small type, guarantee of 100% super premium replica. They will guarantee you that it's a super premium replica.
But say the next line though, because this is the insane part about this.
At Jersey Hulk, we are committed to providing our customers with authentic luxury goods. Super premium replica luxury goods, but luxury goods.
The one I'm looking at says 100% super premium replica. Now, each item sold by Jersey Hulk is authenticated by at least 2 different experts. What the F are you what what are you authenticating? Absolutely, this is not a legitimate bag.
This is absolute.
I can guarantee you that this is not authentic, and we have 2 people to tell you it's not authentic. Ship it.
Doesn't that make you feel better? I'd feel, though honestly, I gotta say, I'd feel better at $349 than I would at $20,000. But you can shop with complete confidence. Okay. And it ships from China via DHL or FedEx. They got your back.
Or possibly from Nashville. This site is a mess.
You can visit their warehouse shop in Tokyo, but it's still going to come from China.
Yeah, their business address is in Hong Kong, but their warehouse is in Nashville. And they put the link onto where you can go if you, I don't.
Oh, you can go to South Nashville. I don't know that I'd want to go to South Nashville, but you could.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to have to run this past Lisa and see how this compares with other knockoff bags in this category that she's aware of. So,
is she one of the 2 experts?
I don't know. She could be. I mean, here. Have you looked at the pictures of this bag, by the way? They're opening it up to show you what it looks like, and the person's wearing gloves. Now, this is a $350 replica bag, but they're not going to touch it. They're going to make sure they wear gloves. Now, here's the thing, though. They're not wearing rubber gloves, and they're not wearing like museum grade cotton gloves. They're mostly wearing gloves like you would use to scrape the windshield of your car in a January morning.
So neither of us know bags. I had one other.
Actually,
I believe a couple of weeks ago, I gave a title for ToddCon 3 of ToddCon 3 Fire and Ash, which is the third Avatar movie.
Yes.
It doesn't come out until December.
Oh, okay. That's the reason why I didn't get it.
Sure.
No, go with that.
We are chock full of follow-up.
Okay.
I went to, on Friday night, Amy and I stopped by the Iowa Distilling Company, and the place was packed, and I ordered a drink, and we were kind of getting, I didn't think very clearly, and we were rushed in placing our order. And I'm like, whatever, just give me an old-fashioned, forgetting that I am not a fan of the bourbon at the Iowa Distilling Company. And so it came, and I took a drink, and I went, oh, that's right. And Amy says, how is it? Well, I can still taste the bourbon, which is different from how we like it in a pecan pie.
Good point.
So just two very different things there. I can recommend a lot of bourbons. I cannot recommend the Iowa Distilling Company's version. Just going to put that out there. And then we also had, the other thing that I had was we've talked about different German words that don't have an English translation, or we need a German word for this. We've had this discussion different times. Todd, are you familiar with the word Walter's Obscherkite?
Isn't he the guy that replaced Spike Owen at short for the Expos back in 98, 99?
Walter Obscherkite. Yes, I think that was the guy. Yes.
Yeah. Wally.
There. So I was looking for a long German word that basically says, look, I don't disagree with you on any of the major points of fact or opinion, but you're being such a smug, pretentious bastard about it that I want to shove it in your face regardless. Walter Obscherkite, you're not wrong. You're just an asshole. That's what that word means. You can add that to your
That's brilliant.
vocabulary.
No, that's brilliant. Like, I never knew that word needed, like, I never knew that word needed to exist. Now what I really want is I want the emoji version of that word. Oh, it's that one. Yes.
It's half an Eli.
Yeah.
What kind of follow-up did you have this week?
So a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the Hertz using the AI scanners and how much it's costing people.
Yes.
Yeah. So there was another report from the Drive that was talking about how problematic these are, and once again, people are getting flagged for quote unquote damage that they can't even see on the car, and you can't go to anybody on site because they all said you just got to go talk to customer support, and customer support quote unquote can't do anything. I don't know. The robot told me. However, this could have been all foreseen because Hertz isn't the first company to roll these out worldwide. A German car rental company, Sixt, which is here in the United States, and we use them. Trust me, their damage policy wasn't great before. So they've been having some issues. 2 American readers wrote in that they had each been fined $650 after 6 AI scanners flagged damage. And when they looked at it, they noticed that there was a problem. The time frames, that the timestamp on the image that they were charged damage for didn't equate to when they returned the car. It actually was the time frame when they drove the car out through the scanner, which these things are supposed to be how they protect you. Is when the car leaves, here's the damage on it, and then when it comes back, oh, here's the new damage. Nope, they were just charged for the prior damage as they were driving out. Eventually, the charges were dropped, but after a significant number of complaints to try to get that. Anyway, so that's going great. More complaints are racking up from Hertz, and the system is already got some other problems. But anyway, there you go. Things are going great there. Also, we cover a number of topics on here. We cover soccer.
Yep.
We've also been known to cover Taylor Swift.
Not well.
No, but humorously. A story dropped into my news feed that manages to take those 2 circles and overlap them in a Venn diagram that says we've got to cover this on Talking to Todd. So you know what? I should have tried to pronounce this ahead of time. I reread the whole thing and just skipped over this. Alsgar town in England, which is in the 10th rung of the English football pyramid. The 10th rung. Understand, when Wrexham was out of the league, they were, I believe, in the 5th rung. So, like this must be like a pub league. Anyway, they recently signed somebody named Taylor Swift. A teenager named Taylor Swift, which, as the article points out, the comment section on the club's social post were an open goal, and it was as puntastic as you would expect. Here's a couple of things that came up after they announced the signing of Taylor Swift. Heard he's got a big reputation. If you get an injury, don't forget to shake it off. My personal favorite, filling in a blank space on the squad.
Nice. Did they give Taylor Swift number 22? You got to tell me they did.
Not covered here, and I'm not sure they even have a website. So it It does point out, the article does point out, if you're a family with the last name of Swift and you've got a teenage son, like if you walk this backwards, they named their son Taylor Swift after that name was at least a thing. So, good on them. Hey, good luck. Here you
I
go.
was Dwayne Johnson before Dwayne Johnson was born and long before he became famous. This is on them.
Yes. Yeah. On the other hand, we're also, this podcast is covering a signing from the 10th rung of the English football pyramid. So anyway, there you go.
It's nearly as popular as we are. It has literally dozens of watchers every week. We did get our Danny Tyler 401k, our roving reporter, gave us another update on food concession prices. He's apparently at the Lynx game tonight in Minnesota. Todd, you got this text, so I can't even quiz you on the prices.
Saw it, didn't look at it. Feel free. I mean, I saw that it was there. I didn't read the sign. So feel free to quiz me.
Okay, so a bottled soda, something that you would drink if you went to this game.
Let's say $6.
$6.49.
Okay.
Within the margin of error. Very good. It doesn't look like they have regular bottled water, but they do have smart water.
Okay. All right. Ooh, the problem is, knowing that it's smart water, we're going to say $5.50 on the smart water.
Oh, you went the wrong direction. $7.79. And no calories. They have canned American beer, canned seltzer, premium single cocktails, premium double cocktails, canned cocktails, canned double cocktails. And wine. There are so many alcohol offerings at the Lynx game. Of all of the things you can drink, 90% of them are alcohol. So, I don't know if Danny ate anything tonight at the Lynx game. He didn't send us that board. Just a cocktail one. I think we know what Danny's doing tonight.
Danny's like, concession price, hot dog. Ooh, double drinks in a can. Got to get that.
Sign me up for some of that. Danny could probably also get double drinks in a can if he comes to ToddCon 3.
Ooh.
This week's ToddCon title, brought
yes,
to us by toddler Matt Damon.
Okay.
He suggested ToddCon 3 Pyromania.
The third of Def Leppard's albums.
Very good, Todd.
There we go. Look at that. And he's being on brand even.
Right? Hold on. To the point where we even have art.
That does say ToddCon 3, I think.
Kind of.
I also think this shouldn't probably see the light of day because I do have a feeling that the guys from Sheffield probably are litigious.
Would not approve. No.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll keep this one between us.
Yeah. This, you know what? We should not print this logo on a shirt.
We should not.
Do not do that.
No. But if you want a ToddCon 3 shirt, text us. We'll send you the link. The order deadline is Friday, August 1st. Not just any Friday. Friday, August 1st, because we want to have them back in time to be able to hand out at the party. If you haven't gotten the link already, text us. But this is a reminder. Hopefully this podcast gets published in time for people to listen.
For the deadline.
And make the deadline. We may need a Friday drop this week, or we may need a Thursday drop this week. And hopefully people listen early. People, if you're listening, hopefully you're not listening on Saturday. Yeah, anyway, text us or something. Drop us you can slide into Todd's DMs. Is that a thing?
Not for me. It's not. I don't know where those would be.
Oh, should we do one of these?
And I'm here
Yes, Queen.
to remind Todd of the mess Todd made when he answered wrong. Todd ought to know.
That's right. Time for one of America's favorite games. It's time for Todd Ought to Know. This week, Todd, did you see? We've talked about this kind of stuff before. We've talked about trading cards,
Yep.
and we've talked about Caitlin Clark,
Yes.
and we've talked about her signing things.
Yes.
She set another record this week. Todd, did you see this story?
For the price of her rookie card for going under auction or for sale or something?
Yes. Clark's rookie royalty WNBA flawless logo woman 1 of 1 card.
Okay. I may have seen the headline for this. Yes.
Okay. Did you see what it sold for?
Off the top of my head, I want to say $660,000.
Wow. On the nose. You win the Price is Right Showcase Showdown. You were definitely within $100. It was $660,000. Okay, Todd, you want to go 2 for 2, or do you want to just be done here?
Might as well. Here's the thing: if I say I'm done, bit's over. So sure, let's go. Let's keep going here.
The previous record
Yes.
for a WNBA playing card.
Guess I should have read
Players
the entire article.
card.
Okay, damn it.
What record did it break?
Are you looking for how much the previous card went for?
I'd like to know A, what the card was, who was it, and how much it went for.
I mean, in theory, it should probably be Aja Wilson, but I'm going to say it's not. Sue Bird, $75,000.
The previous mark was set back in March. It was also a Caitlin Clark card.
Ah, shit.
It went for $366,000.
The part that I find ironic about this is that card sold for what I assume is at least 3 times, at minimum 3 times her salary, if
Yes.
not more.
Yes.
Hey, thank you for playing for 3 to 5 years. Or here's a piece of cardboard that is that we value more than your service to the WNBA.
The card is signed by Clark, and it includes her scoring total for her rookie season. It is truly 1 of 1. Yep. That and $660,000 will get you a rookie card. They sold 7 cards that night. Somebody made a bundle. Maybe that's how she's making her money. Also, Caitlin Clark Crunch Time that you can buy at Hy-Vee. She has her own breakfast cereal. Did you know this?
That one I was unaware of. Yeah.
I should go out and get some so that you can have some. Maybe we'll just have bowls of. No, we will not be serving bowls of Caitlin Clark's cereal at ToddCon 3.
It's like, wow,
No.
that took an unexpected turn. Nope, that seems about right.
Nope.
Okay.
No, we're not doing. No,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. No. So that's what I had for Todd Ought to Know this week, and you did. Todd ought to know this, and he did, which makes this infinitely less fun. Did you bring an idiot?
I did. Florida man. Wait, but not what you think. So,
Okay.
this is out of the Houston Chronicle. In nearly 20 years ago, a gentleman by the name of Dale Wilkinson bought a classic car, a Corvette, that a 1962 Corvette that he's kept all of these years. He has now had to go to federal court in Texas to ask a federal judge to say that his car is a legitimate Corvette. The reason is because when he moved to Florida and he went to register the car in 2022, the VIN number came up that there was an identical make, model, and VIN number already registered in Texas. Apparently, what he is arguing is the car in Texas is a fake that was built by somebody who builds fake Corvettes using actual VIN numbers, and that this is an actual thing that happens with classic cars, especially Corvettes, because collectors will put the make, model, color, and the VIN number of their car on spreadsheets on the internet so that people can track all of these cars. At which point, people who want to allegedly make a fake version of that then can just take all that information. His lawsuit says this isn't just a paperwork mix-up. He believes that someone built the car intent to deceive. He also pointed out that the Texas car, this is a 1962 Corvette. According to the records, the Texas car has 1,283 miles on it. However, when he bought his car 20 years ago, it had more than 56,000 miles registered on it. He also hired an expert and concluded that the Texas car's VIN tag was counterfeit. It was made out of aluminum, not factory steel, and it didn't use the correct font. I told you not to use Comic Sans. Damn it. The Texas couple has denied any wrongdoing, said that they bought the car in 2022 at a Mecum car auction and showed their receipts from Mecum. Interestingly enough, Mecum, that sells thousands of cars every year, you've probably seen their auctions on any number of cable channels.
Yep.
Their paperwork is pretty airtight. They don't sell the cars. They're simply a middleman. And if something shady goes down, they ain't had nothing to do with it.
Not my
they're
fault.
Not certain. Yeah, they're not certifying it. They're just moving along.
Sounds like a clear case of Corvette laundering there. Is that a car wash? No.
Kind of. Here's the problem. The expert's report claims that if Wilkinson's car isn't labeled as the actual car, basically whichever car is not the actual car will lose about $110,000 worth of resale value. So somebody's going to lose a ton of money in this, or potential ton of money. Interestingly enough, the judge heard all of this and then said, you guys have until November. Why don't you guys go talk it out and then come back to me, because I really don't want to have to rule on this. So anyway, there you go. Florida man may not be at fault this time. But, don't put your VIN numbers on the internet. How about you? What'd you bring?
So I brought 2 stories for you to choose from. Story number 1, it's a short par 4. And story number 2, trading places.
Okay, I'm going to assume, all right, I got to think about this. Trading places. There's a non-0% chance that this is about the 80s buddy comedy movie and or orange juice futures. Interesting. Or could somebody please explain to me the end of that movie? I mean, I still don't understand what happened. Okay. Anyway, you shorted orange juice? What does that mean? Anyway, okay. Now that I've gone down that road, sure, trading places.
So I don't know if you saw this story. We are nearing the MLB trade deadline.
Yes, and I know which story this is. I will take this out of my notes to cover.
Sir Anthony Dominguez woke up on Tuesday morning as an Oriole, suited up for the day game against the Blue Jays. They had a doubleheader that day against the Blue Jays. In between games, he got traded. Hey, dude.
He didn't just get traded from the Orioles. Who did he get traded to?
He got traded to the Blue Jays. Hey, switch dugouts. Don't go get on a plane. Don't go to your new home. Don't go to your new team. Your new team is on the other side of the ballpark, and we're all just hanging around because we got another game to play that night. So they did. And he pitched that night, striking out 2 of his former teammates from that morning. There was such a scramble. The equipment manager stitched the 8 on his jersey upside down.
If your 8 can go upside down, you've got the wrong font for your 8.
Right?
Yeah.
So, to make this story even weirder, the other half of that trade, did you see this story?
I did not. No.
So the other half of the trade, Jerron Watts Brown also switched clubhouses on Tuesday. Coincidentally, his former team, the New Hampshire Fisher Cubs, the Blue Jays AA, were playing his new team, the Chesapeake Bay Sox. So he also went across the field.
I did read that the Orioles player, so they played the day game. They go back into the clubhouse, told he got traded, pack up your stuff. And then a member of the Blue Jays team had to come through and walk him to the visitors' locker room, the visitors' clubhouse, to show him the way to get to the visitors. I don't think I've ever been over here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing. I mean, this is idiots. And to me, this is just good business. Like they cut out some travel costs. They save some money. Economical.
We could trade for the guy from San Diego, but then we got to fly one person there and one person here. Why spend that money? Why not just get the guy that's local?
Yes. Yeah. Hey, we need a player. Just look across. Who do you like over there?
Red Rover, send Sir Anthony on over. Anyway, I'm not sure there was a ton of idiots in that story, but it was a fun story, and I thought it'd be fun to cover.
And we don't have a spot for fun stories.
We really don't, sadly.
Other than the rest of the show.
So, what are you watching then?
So, sorry, I was just checking this. This wasn't on my list, but I needed to check this. Ironically, so there is there's a channel on YouTube called Half as Interesting, and they talk about logistics and engineering, and it's got a bit of an attitude to it. 6 days ago, they released a video, The Insane Logistics of Pro Baseball, and I watched it 2 days ago, and it explained what it takes to move baseball teams around and scheduling and travel and everything that you have to do, and actually goes into the requirements of the CBA, which if that person was in San Diego, the CBA requires them to be put into, if they can't fly private and they have to fly commercial, they have to have a first class seat on a direct flight. Unless there isn't a direct flight or a first class seat, at which point then they have to be given a comfort plus seat. Unless a comfort plus seat is not available, then they can be put in an economy seat, but you need to buy 3 economy seats for every 2 players. But if you only move one, anyway, there you go. If you're interested in baseball logistics, Half as Interesting.
That got fed to me on YouTube this morning, and I have not clicked on it yet, but it absolutely was fed to me this morning.
Yeah.
Huh.
The other things we watched, Sunday was a sports day. There was the Grand Prix from Spa-Francorchamps. Not as interesting as the British Grand Prix. And then the women's Euro finals, being England versus Spain, coming to us from Switzerland, where England won in a shootout. So we watched that.
Either way, at the end of it, no one's singing the Spanish national anthem.
Because it has no words, as we've learned. And then I've mentioned again, I don't know that I'm recommending it. Again, it's not hilarious, but Stormtrooper Vlogs from TK42 Greg has released a new one from Bespin, the Cloud City. if you've watched any of them and you've chuckled at them, this one is also very good. If you've watched some of them and haven't chuckled, you're not going to chuckle at this one. Although he spends a lot of time outdoors commenting on how high up they are. Also, because this is the Cloud City, at one point he's talking about apparently Vader is hosting some sort of dinner party. And then later he makes a comment about there's a lot of blaster noise going on in there, which means either the dinner party's not going very well or it's going very, very well.
I'm going to have to watch these.
Yeah. How about you? What have you guys watched?
Over the weekend, we went to see Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Okay. The newest MCU movie.
Yes, and this is set in Universe 828.
Don't know what that means.
Well, Earth present day is Earth 616.
Okay.
That's the universe that is your traditional Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, Thor, blah blah blah. What we have been watching for the last 15 years.
Okay.
Until we got into the multiverse saga. That's Earth 616. Does that help?
You know what? I'll say it does because God, I hate talking about multiverse. Sure. Yes.
So this Fantastic Four is set in 828, which actually 828 was the birthday of one of the two creators of Fantastic Four. So,
sure. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Everything looks like it was set in the 1960s, but it doesn't say 1960 in it anywhere. But that's the feel, right? If you've seen any of the trailers.
Yeah.
It's the Fantastic Four. These are, I mean, if you're even tangentially aware of comic books, these are four of the original superheroes, and I only fell asleep twice for two very brief moments.
New record. Oh my God, I just love the concept of like Dwayne rates movies, and it's just like how many naps.
I give it 2 naps.
And then you leave it to the crowd to decide, is that good or bad? Does the scale go up or down? I don't understand what.
And these were short naps, and at one point Amy had to nudge me because I was snoring.
Okay.
It's fine. Whatever. It's what we're watching. It's just a report. It's not a review, really. It's only kind of a recommendation. It's mostly just what we're watching. There you go. How's that?
Good to know.
Did you learn anything this week?
Yeah, so on a previous episode, we covered the salt generator in my pool. If you remember, it had a low salt light. And so I called a company to come out to help me diagnose it. And he dumped a bag of salt in my pool. And that took care of the low salt light. And then billed me $178. But at least it was fixed and working.
Excellent.
Right up until the point where it stopped working.
Oh.
So a couple of weeks later, right before we came out to visit you, I went out one day and the salt generator is now not powered on at all. It's just dead. And I'm like, oh, that also explains why the pool is looking, let's say, murky. Because the salt generator actually generates the chlorine. So without chlorine, now we just have soup. So called the company out. Same company. They're just like, yep, we know what we're doing here.
Got salt in the truck. We're good.
Yeah. I brought Kevin too. Like, he's got to see this. This is wild. Come on, buddy. He's our apprentice. So I had already diagnosed that the salt generator wasn't the problem because I disconnected it, and basically a circuit breaker kept tripping. My first thought was, I wonder how Dwayne would handle this. Then my thought was, whatever that is, don't do that. If it's a circuit breaker, just maybe I stick a penny in there or something, and maybe anyway.
Screwdriver.
Yeah, just.
No, I'm suggesting you hold a screwdriver in your hand while you
Oh,
orange
one
juice
of
and vodka.
those. Oh,
Yes,
just
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's how I would deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah. They came out and diagnosed that there was a board in the control panel that had fried, which apparently is what the board is designed to do. Not totally clear, because if it's a sacrificial board, it costs way too much money to be, oh yeah, they do that. No, they don't do that. Anyway,
Yeah, like,
so
can't you put a fuse in there for a nickel?
yeah, the board sits behind the fuse. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, whatever. You know what? If you just connect those, if you hardwire those two wires together, that'll stop that board. Anyway, they made small popcorn. So we got it fixed. And then we were like, I think it's fixed. But by the time we realized, like after they did that, we headed out to go see you guys. So I basically was like, well, I think it's working. Although here's my problem, because we closed the pool up before we came to see you. I'm like, I don't know that they fixed it, because the guy fixed it. The guy was at our house. Lisa talked to him. And then suddenly he wasn't there. He just left. No follow-up. No, it's fixed. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so I dumped a bunch of chlorine in the pool, then went to close the pool, and then went, hey, salt generator's working. Oh, now we're going to have more chlorine than we need. You know what? I'm sure this will work itself out. Close the pool, leave for a week. Did get a text message from them. Did we fix it? Maybe.
You know what you have?
What's that?
You have Schrodinger's pool. Until you open it, you don't know whether or not it's broken.
Yeah. So when we got home from our Ragbri trip and I opened up the pool, it was crystal clear. I tested the chlorine and then immediately told Lisa, do not get in the pool.
No. Yeah.
This needs to burn off a little bit. Don't get in the pool. Anyway, so this is Adventures in Salt Generator Part 2. I don't want Part 3. I got to be honest with you. This better not be a trilogy. I do not want these guys out once again this year. But I did learn here's multiple ways that this system can fail. Me being part of the system, but the board also being part of the system.
So you think if you had not poured the extra chlorine in, you'd have been golden?
Still would have had a bit of a problem, mostly because it was set to, interesting to note, sunshine burns off chlorine. So I had the generator set very high because we get a lot of sun here. Then I closed the pool and left it set very high.
Oh.
So should have knocked it down a little bit. But the extra chlorine also didn't help. Would you have been fine? No, but I would have been better. How about you? What did you learn this week?
So you remember when you were out here, you tried to roll down the passenger window on my truck?
Yeah. Tried is the optimal word there. Yeah.
And it didn't work. I'm like, oh boy, that's not good.
Yeah.
And then were you also in the truck when I tried to open the sunroof and the sunroof wouldn't open?
No. I was there when we verified that the passenger window did roll down in Amy's car, and then realized that that was not your car, and therefore it had not gotten fixed. But not the sunroof.
But not the sunroof. Okay, so the sunroof was a development that happened after you left. I'm like, oh boy. And then the other thing that I noticed was on the key fob, typically when I lock it and I double lock it, it'll beep to confirm, right? That wasn't happening. It would lock from the fob, but it would not beep at me to confirm. I was not getting that audio cue. I'm like, oh man, maybe it's fuses. I don't know. Maybe it's spreading. I don't know. So yesterday, I called Honda of Altoona. I'm like, okay, when can I get this thing in? Because I need the rear differential fluid swapped out anyway, because I'm overdue for that. And now I have time to be able to do that. And let's look at the electrical on my sunroof, moonroof, and the on the moonroof and on the passenger side. And so she wrote all these notes up and she, texted them to me and Josh, my service advisor, and I was scheduled to go in tomorrow. And I thought, before I do that, I should just Google this problem myself and see whether or not I should look at it and see if it's just a fuse. I don't want to pay $179.
Don't do that.
Right?
Don't do that.
To just have somebody replace a 20-cent fuse in the box because I could do that, right? That's pretty easy. So I start Googling, windows frozen, blah, blah, blah. And moonroof not working. And um, they came back, Google and the wisdom of the internet came back with 3 potential problems. It could be a fuse, which is what I had guessed.
Yep.
Not a bad deal, but something you probably don't need to pay a Honda service technician to replace.
Yep.
As long as you know which fuse you're replacing. It could be that the motor on the window and the motor on the sunroof have both gone out.
Suspect that they would both go out at the same time.
Right? Especially when the rest of the electrical, and it's not beeping at me and this kind of thing. And the third option was the system is just glitchy. Do you know how you fix that, Todd?
Sell the truck and buy a new one.
Well, that's
Shut it, turn it off and start it back up again. But no, seriously, just, this is glitchy. Well, somebody else's problem.
It's going to be somebody else's problem. The solution, as recommended by the internet, was to unhook the battery.
Okay.
Wait about 3 minutes.
Sure.
And then hook the battery. Did you try turning it off and turning it back on? Hook the battery back up. Screw it back in. Hop in the truck. Turn the truck on. Zzz, down goes the window. Down goes the sunroof. We're solved. I am my own Honda repair shop.
For very, very specific problems.
Yeah, I'm not doing my own differential fluid. The music is Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. You can subscribe to our award-winning podcast with visiting salt expert Todd Prenz wherever you get your pods. Just search Talkin' and the number 2. There's no G and no space. You can stop by and see us at the Tuba City home office. Please don't do that. Thanks to our listeners, our sponsors, and our contributors, and our roving reporters. We appreciate you. And as always, you can send your feedback or your menu boards at various sporting events or other public gatherings to feedback@talkingtotodd.com. Todd?
Real-time follow-up / correction. That is Alselger Town FC, the football club that signed Taylor Swift. Ironically, just so that you know, their stadium, according to Wikipedia, the source of all truth and knowledge, says that it has a capacity of 3,500, seated 250. So, look, if you've got stands for 250 and the rest is just an open park, like, wait, well, we can hold 3,000 or more. I don't know.
This definitely seems like a bring your own lawn chair kind of club.
It really does, which also makes me think, under that, pretty much every place that we went when the kids were playing AYSO, what was the stadium capacity of those fields? I don't know, at least 3,000-4,000 if we're using this. Good for them. You know what? Good for them. You know what? They're in the 10th tier. Just keep fighting. The fighting Alselgers. No, that's not it.
That's no.
No, they're the Bullets. Oh, then don't fight. No, that's no good.
No,
anyway.
No. Give them 10 years and then they'll be the Wizards. It'll be fine. I'm sure we'll have something else to correct next week. Until then, we're here. We're talking to Todd.
I was going to quiz you on what they call the 10th tier of English football because, it's Premier, Championship. League One is actually 3rd tier. League Two is 4th tier. I was going to quiz you on all of it because eventually it comes right back around. Would you believe that the 10th tier of English football is actually called League 828?
I bet
just
they
made that up.
play. I bet they play during a cruel summer.